It's a pretty exciting setup this week, isn't it? I mean, boys are going to have to go pretty hard at each other, I reckon.
Yeah, we are, and that's sort of by design, obviously. We're very lucky Hampshire have put us on. We've got unbelievable facilities here, and to have the best 25 cricketers in the country going at it this week is a great preparation for the first test.
Is there a rivalry developed between the two groups? You're sitting on either side of the breakfast rooms?
Not yet. Not yet. We had a bit of a draft night. We split down the middle and had our own separate team meetings, and obviously we've been training, so we're trying to replicate a fair income game, and it's been made really clear that that's exactly what it is. It's going to be hotly contested, and we're looking at it as a real opportunity to test each other's skill. So when we get to the first test, we know exactly where we're at, and everyone's had a perfect preparation, and everyone's been put under pressure.
Tim, do you expect the first innings to be more competitive than the second, depending how the way the game's going, and to get what you need in those last couple of days?
No, I don't think it will be. I think it'll be a proper game. Both sides will be looking to win, and both sides will have individual players obviously on it wanting to do really well to press the final case for Ash's selection. So we certainly don't expect it to peter out in the second innings or play around with run chase or anything like that. At the moment, it's a fair income game of cricket, and that's been made really clear.
Do you think this is the way forward at all? Usually you'd be playing county opposition in the lead up to the first test, but obviously this was a bit different because the World Cup was on. But do you think this sort of thing will happen more often before big series?
I think it's a good option, certainly. I think probably over the years the opposition in tour games has, I wouldn't say it's got worse, but I don't think opposition cricket boards have helped each other prepare as much as they probably used to. So you've had to find different ways in your preparation to make sure that everyone's ready to go for test match intensity, and obviously of a series of Ashes magnitude, we thought this is a great idea, and it's as close to a test match as we think we can get, so it's a perfect preparation.
So we've been on a plane, but Usman's not playing in this game.
Yep.
Is that indication that he's in serious doubt for the first test?
No, I don't think he's in serious doubt. I think he's in a rehab stage, so it's been made. The decision's been made that he won't play at this stage. Probably heading back to Sam's question, though, there is a possibility maybe if something were to happen with someone else that he might be right for the back end of the game, but we expect him to be fully fit and available for selection for the first test.
What have you noticed from having Stephen Smith in your squad, obviously in that group and in around the broader group since he's come back, and he looks like he's a bit of a man on a mission at the moment?
Yeah, I think he always is. You don't sort of become one of the best players in the world and average 60 in Test cricket if you haven't got some sort of mission. The boys are having a bit of a laugh already the last few days. Nothing's changed. He's hit 1 million balls, and our batting coach's arm's falling off already day 2 of the trip. So it's great to see him and David and Cameron Bancroft who come back in, fitted in perfectly in our group. They're guys that have always trained at an exceptionally high standard and set the standards for others. So the 3 of them have been outstanding since I've been back involved.
And just that knowledge of conditions and things over here, you can't replicate that, can you?
No, we can't. Obviously we get some practice games, and this will be another really good one this week. But to have guys that have been here, David, Steve, James Pattinson's played a lot of county cricket over here. We've had guys that have come on Ashes tours, and we've got our coach, our assistant coach, Steve Waugh. We've got a wealth of knowledge around playing cricket in big series, in big games, and in English conditions. So we're really well placed.
Tim, how important is it overall to work with the conditions that you get over here rather than, I suppose, fight against them or try to, I guess, project an Australian style onto what you've got over here?
Well, you've got to adapt. That's international cricket. You've got to be able to adapt to the conditions that are put in front of you, and I think probably in the last 18 years we haven't done that so well over here, but it's something that we've certainly looked at. We're looking at, even with our selection, we're looking at what we think is going to be the best mix of players to win Test cricket in England. So it's going to be a fascinating week or so, and there's some real opportunities for guys in this week, but certainly something we've looked at is the style of play, the style of player, a number of different things that we think will help us win in these conditions.
Is that a big thing for this game, bowling combinations in particular?
Well, not so much in this game, where the guys are obviously split pretty much down the middle, and everyone will get a good bowl, but as I said, it's whether it's Pat Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, Mitchell Starc, Patto, Jackson Bird, we're looking for guys that can adapt to these conditions the quickest, and and perhaps there's guys in that group that are suited better to bowling in these conditions than we think others are. And that's going to come down to the final. It's going to have a big say in the final say for our batting setup and our bowling setup when we pick this squad.
Probably used to this in Tasmania, but what's it like having all these extra keeper batters around?
Yeah, it's great. More keepers the better. I've always said that. They're always the better people. They have great energy. And they keep the group up and buzzing. So when you've got 5 or 6 of us here, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the training intensity's been outstanding. The laughter and energy around the group's been great, and traditionally we add to the team photo as well with our looks. So the boys are blessed to have so many good wicket keepers around them.
In all seriousness, does it make you lift your game a little bit knowing that there are a couple other keeper batters around?
Look, I think if you need another wicketkeeper around to lift your game or train harder, then you're probably in the wrong game. But certainly it's good to have other wicketkeepers around and Brad Haddon, Pete, to learn off. I think cricket's a game where you're always learning, you're always trying to get better. And I'm learning stuff off Alex Carey this morning. We talked to Wadey, we're talking to Bangers, Pete Hanscom. We all wicket keep, but we all wicket keep slightly differently. So again, it's about us trying to adjust to these English conditions, and we've all got different ideas, and we're all talking about it and trying to help each other.
Do you feel that the World Cup and the result of the World Cup has sort of let you kind of slip in under the radar a bit in terms of preparation and just doing things quietly your own way?
Yeah, certainly. I think whilst the World Cup was on, we had a number of guys obviously travelling around playing in the Australia A setup, and were able to go under the radar quite nicely, so that was good. And then obviously England have had a big week of celebrating, and the public support behind them is growing, so it makes it a really exciting time for us to be in England. And I think when we get to Birmingham next week, I think the media scrutiny and intensity will lift around this group, but again, that's something that we're all looking forward to.
Tim, there was something that's come in for this Ashes series, obviously, is concussion subs for the first time. Cricket Australia have been a sort of a big driver of that.
Yeah.
Can you recall a time, I suppose, when you've been hitting the head and back
Plenty.
before that was being looked at, that you might have actually gone off?
No, I know the rules come in. I think you'll be hard pressed to make guys pull out of a test match. But it's going to be interesting to see how it works, and look, we're all for player safety and improving that space. But yeah, it's obviously as new to me as anyone, and it'll be interesting to see how it's worked and how it's policed. And I find it quite fascinating that you can replace a guy halfway through a game. But again, we'll wait and see how that works.